listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your number one source for after-show entertainment. From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Dancing with the Stars After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Dancing with the Stars After Show.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Here we're doing another show of Dancing with the Stars on AFTERBUZZ TV. I'm Suri Serano, and I'm already laughing my butt off with our guests in
because
studio.
It's AFTERBUZZ TV coming to you live. Yes, from Los Angeles.
It is you're in for a treat tonight. Joining us via satellite is Kristyn Burtt. Say hello, Kristyn.
Hey guys.
Hi, Kristyn. How's the roller coasters out there?
I miss you guys.
I know, we miss you too. Let me start by introducing my co-host across the table, Jake DuPree.
Hi,
What's up, Jake?
I'm Jake DuPree.
Hey.
And next to him is our resident...
Hi, Jake.
is our resident co-host, Mr. Henry Byalikov.
Well, hello. I'm right here.
I love that when you do that
A.K.A.
voice.
Len Goodman.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow. And next to me, to my right,
Bruno Tonioli.
he needs no introduction, but I'm going to give him a large introduction.
Oh, no.
3-time U.S. national champion, 2-time world champion, Emmy-nominated choreographer, and 16-time veteran of Dancing with the Stars, Tony Dovolani.
That sounds so
We need cheer squad in here for that.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow, please stop.
We are so happy to have you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Our
Our
pleasure.
Fresh
pleasure.
off making it into the semifinals.
Semifinals, yes.
Congratulations.
I have to be honest. Thank you, Henry, for helping out. That trio was a blast, and I thought Leah did such an incredible job with the tango as well. That it was such a successful night in total, entertaining in every aspect. But I gotta tell you, I'm so excited that we're in the semifinals. It's been a while since I've been here. I mean, since Melissa, so a couple of seasons and so on. But it just feels really good because I took somebody that did not know how to dance, and with her determination and her perseverance, really fought and battled through, and we were here in the semifinals.
Be honest, did you expect to make week 10?
No way. I mean, we both talked about it, Leah and I. We were like, all right, week 4, maybe 5. So now she's like one of the only 2 women left. It's Amber and her.
Right.
Wow.
Incredible. Oh, we said the same word. All right. Well, we have lots of things to go over. Let's get started with Amber and Derek's quick step.
Before that,
Yes.
how about Henry's Len? I mean, he had
I don't
gray
even get me
hair.
started. Your trio.
He had gray hair and everything.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
How hard did you work on that? Because
A lot.
I got a lot of not flack, but like I had a lot of people watching me, because I was watching the videos. I mean, there's a lot of content online, of Len Goodman, which is great for me, But I watched a lot of it, and I wanted to emulate it as much as I could so that the trio would look as authentic as possible. And I just had people in the back going, "What are you doing?" And it was just pretty funny. It was good.
For me, it was quite different because I was just being me, and everybody kept telling me I look like Bruno. I don't get it.
you.
So
That's
flamboyant.
hilarious. Oh my God. Your arm gestures, both of you.
I do that every day.
I had to watch it like 5 times because I was screaming, laughing. It was so funny.
I watched it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
By far, in all of the seasons, one of my favorite numbers ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jay, did you see my snap?
I did. I was like,
saw-
yes.
Yes. Kirsten, did you miss that?
Kristyn?
Did I miss what? Did I
My
miss
snap? My
Tony's
big
snap.
Z snap. Come on now.
Bruno's gone south.
Real, I have to say, it was probably one of the most poignant concepts I think I've seen so many seasons, because it's just why hasn't anyone like sat there and imitated Judge?
Because
before?
nobody does Bruno and Len like Henry and I.
That's the hard and fast of it.
Come on now.
Stars aligned right there.
Oh my God.
All right.
We're
Sorry,
going to talk more
I
about it when we
stopped
get to you. No, it's all good. It's hilarious. All right, Jake, I'm throwing to you. Amber and Derek.
So anyway, I was saying, I'm just kidding.
I told
Bruno.
you, you've been laughing the whole time.
I really enjoyed this dance. I will say this about the first 6 dances. I wanted more. It was so short. All of them were over before they even started.
We didn't.
It was just crazy.
You don't understand how much work goes into it. So we're going, yes, short dances.
I just wanted more. I just wanted to see more because it's
I
the
actually
semifinals,
understand.
so it's like, or quarterfinals,
Yeah.
whatever. But I was really turned off by Amber's dress, and I hate talking about clothes while it's the dance, but for me, I couldn't see her footwork, and that is so important in the quick step too with Derek, and his footwork is so sharp and clean. I didn't miss that with her. So this week I didn't think was her best, and I really care for her a lot, and I like her, but I just wouldn't. I feel like she might possibly be in danger next week.
Right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Kristyn, what did you think?
Yeah, I have to say one thing about Amber, because she's had limited rehearsal time because of that injury, and she does manage to pull it out each and every week, which I think is great. I do agree with Len, there was some sloppy footwork, but I think it came with the fact that they couldn't have that cleanup rehearsal that they probably needed just to give it that final polish and everything. But they still looked really good out there, and Amber does turn it on when it comes to performing, so I've got to hand it to her for that.
Yeah, she's like a natural performer, so she could turn it on at any point.
I did have a question from a fan for you both regarding Amber's knee injury, and to see how serious it is and what you guys know of.
Oh, look, I mean, what you're seeing on TV it's real, like she's dealing with serious knee problems. It's not just one knee, it's both knees, so
injuries are never fun. Every single one of our celebrities has injuries.
Yeah.
Some are more severe than others, and some will hinder you, some will not, and in this particular case, as it's obvious, they're not getting enough practice time and so on, but that's the name of the game. Your body goes through a severe training exercises and everything else, so you got to prepare yourself for it as well.
Yeah, I know
So-
Derek did say that this is the least amount he's practiced in all the seasons.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it's just lucky that Amber is good at picking the choreography, because
Right.
then
Right.
that'd be a terrible situation.
In
to be
any other situation, this would not work. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
No, I don't know any other situation that this would work. I don't. We've had people that have had dance experience before, but for somebody to be able to pick it up like Amber does, I've never seen.
I have a choreographic question for the two of you. Do you think that she's given a lot of hip-hop elements within all of her dances?
Yes.
Honestly, yes.
I do agree. I
Yeah.
mean, but Derek's being clever about that. He's sticking to her strengths because he
Yeah.
knows he's got limited time. So you pick your battles. In this particular case, you got 2.5 hours. I'm like, what do you know?
Yeah.
What you got?
Exactly.
And that was, and he wasn't hiding that, from day one. He said it. You go with your partner's strengths, and I mean that's what any pro on the show would do, because you're seasoned. You know how the game works, and she's great at that stuff. So,
Well, some people can get away with it. Some people can't. Because there's times where you go with a person's strengths, and then the judges pick on you, say, well, we've seen this many times now. When are you going to show me something different?
It just worries me sometimes that she's not showing enough technique progression.
Yeah.
As compared to everybody else. Like Leah, I mean, she has really, really stepped up throughout the entire competition
Absolutely.
on technique.
Sure.
And Amber, I've wanted to see more progress at this point. But it might be her injury. I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
Good point.
Yeah. All right. Well, they got a 24, so I thought that was fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people thought they should have had 9s, but
I think maybe like 1-9, possibly. But I thought 8s were fair for her doing that performance.
and I honestly thought the choreography was really good. I thought Derek put together a great quick step. So it was kind of like, yeah.
all right. Moving on to this guy and Leah doing the tango. Jake.
How about that dress?
Yes.
I died at that dress. I think that was that and both dresses she wore last night were my favorite of hers the whole season.
Mine too,
Did you design
completely.
that? Are you going to take credit?
I will never take credit away from our design, the design team we have on Dancing with the Stars, because we may come up with the ideas, but they most certainly see them through.
It was unbelievable.
They do such an incredible job with all that. The seamsters and everybody, the entire team there with Howard and Daniela and Steven and Kim and all those
Sadie,
guys.
yeah.
They're amazing. What I think, my hat's off to them with the amount of costumes that they had to get ready.
Wow.
That Monday, I'm just in awe of them because they're not just doing it for the stars. They're doing it for the dance. They're doing it for the troupe through the bumpers and many bumpers that they do.
Trios as well.
So I don't know how they pulled it together, but they certainly did. And
They make it look easy.
They do.
it's funny because Leah came on and I was like, wow, she looks amazing in this, and then just to see her confidence come through and just make it, that was the one thing actually, because you kind of touched on it, Jake. It's seeing her grow. As a teacher, there's nothing better because you feel like you're delivering what you're there to do.
And an audience member, we appreciate that because that's what this whole show is about, is the progression.
Correct.
And as a pro, as another professional dancer on the show, it's amazing to see that progression from someone who's struggling with it to then
because Henry was there seeing me teach her the first footsteps, and Henry can be a great witness as telling you I have to teach her from word go, like left foot goes there, right foot goes there.
It's
every single week is a new process.
It's a very organic process, I can say that much.
Yes.
All the teaching stops.
I'm going to go to you, Kristyn. What did you think of Tony and Leah's tango?
Be nice.
What I loved about it, and we've talked a lot about this, is the fact that how much your confidence has grown, and you guys were just mentioning it. But, for me, I've interviewed her a few times. It's been interesting for me to take a step back and watch because she's so sassy when you interview her, and she seems like she's such a confident person. So then to see her take a step back and be like, I'm so nervous. I mean, she was out of her element, but to see each and every week that confidence build, it's kind of been a really fun journey to watch.
Well, Kristyn, and it's funny because I've spoken to Leah about this, and she says it to me. She goes, Tony, this is what I do for a living. I'm a comedian. I'm quick on my feet. I'm sassy and all that. From the seat. You get me up to dance, and it's a whole other story. And that, and to me, I just took that as a challenge for me to be able to bring that confidence up to, probably it will never be to the level of the comedic timing, but it will definitely get, stronger and stronger. And I feel like this week we really made humongous strides in that.
Completely.
Absolutely.
This is the best she's danced all season. And I'm so happy that this was the moment that she had because this is what the bump that she needed to get into the semifinals.
And I got to say, I'm so happy to see that, you said week 4, 5, you guys were like, that's how far we're going to go. I'm so happy to see Leah, finally, have that moment where she said, I'm a contender. I'm so proud of her that she made that process, that improvement. I'm so proud of you for how good you did with her.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. But today I saw the difference already, and it's Tuesday. And it's the first day is always the hardest because the whole insecurity comes back all over again, and then you have to rebuild it. And today she came in with a different attitude.
That's awesome.
It was really good. We have 2 dances this week, and they're not going to be easy dances, but she came in with such a determined attitude that I got further along today than I've ever gotten along before, which is
got to be so rewarding for you.
Yeah, well, yes, but I always put myself aside. It's my reward comes through her confidence, through her accomplishments, through all that stuff. Everybody always thinks about, I've never made it about me. It's always been about my students, and to me, it's like I can walk away feeling like I've accomplished something if my student feels like they have.
That's so cool. I love hearing that because that's what this show is about, and that's so nice to hear one of the professionals say that. I love that.
I truly to embody the idea of I'm the frame. So
3 9s, 27.
I was happy with this.
Happy?
I was very, very happy with this. It was a very fair score for that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's move on to Corbin and Karina doing the waltz. Jake?
I really liked this dance a lot. Corbin has grown on me. I have had a hard time relating to him, and I've read a lot of comments. He just is, the whole Disney thing. Yeah. That kind of like false, like glossiness. It rubs me the wrong way. In a lot of ways it does. But I've appreciated him really stepping outside of himself a little bit, and I can see him becoming a man, like a real, I don't know, just like a more real person. And I thought this was one of my favorite dances that I've seen him do. And I thought Karina looked absolutely gorgeous.
It was dreamy.
So gorgeous. They floated across the floor.
They did.
It was awesome.
Henry, did you like it?
Yeah, I mean, look, on the background of the Viennese waltz, to this, I mean, I thought the Viennese waltz was amazing.
So
the Game of Thrones theme, it was sick. And they got so underscored because obviously, you know, the frame, and I mean, that's all correct. So to see them, you know, step it up in this waltz, I mean, Corbin's one of my favorites. So, you know, I said that from day one. So I'm just happy to see the progress.
Kristyn, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this has been my favorite couple, I think, from the get-go. He's so talented as a performer. It's hard because he does have that foundation that we've been talking about, like that where you have to teach Leah from, you know, square one. But I think, you know, his lyrical quality is just beautiful. It was gorgeous, and it was a nice progression seeing Danny's waltz, which I love the Game of Thrones piece, but I know the judges didn't love it so much. But the evolution is important.
Tony?
I thought he had a great opportunity to redeem himself, and he most certainly did. And I thought Karina did an incredible job with the choreography. You know, and much to Karina's credit in this particular case, because I've danced with somebody that's had dance experience. It's the hardest thing to come up with the right choreography.
Oh, yeah.
Where you feel like you're pushing them, but not over pushing them. And, you know, the balance of the right choreography, the balance of the right routine and the chemistry and so on, it's always a very delicate balance. And I think they most certainly got it together right.
Me too.
They scored a 28. What do you think, Jake?
Deservingly so.
Yeah, definite fan.
I was really happy. I think they could have that one turn where he fell off his center a little bit. Okay, but at least like he can do that stuff and he can make up for that. So he'll get a 30 next week. It's gonna be fine.
Kristyn, did you agree with the score?
I did, yes. I mean, I thought that was exactly where they should be. And, I mean, the one thing about the scores this whole entire season, there's been a lot of 9s, and it's hard to kind of gauge where everyone is because the judges, the scoring, it's been a little bit confusing, I think, for viewers.
Yeah, some people had to really earn those 9s, and some people were just given those 9s. To me, it's like, because I've asked Carrie Ann this before, how do you judge when it's such an uneven situation where you have some people that have dance experience, some people that don't? Well, she said you judge everybody individually based on your expectation of that person. Well, I feel like that has gone a little bit out the window this season because I feel like everybody's pretty much being judged, I don't know, together, I guess, in some ways.
I think so.
Because I don't feel like anybody's being judged against their own ability, because if that's the case, then the score should have been different quite a bit earlier. But, you know, like when you look at a perfect score, or you look at somebody getting a 10, for some reason it doesn't have the same meaning that it used to. Like, you know, I turned around to Leah from week 1. I said to her, I said, in any other season, getting 3 7s on week 1, it's an amazing score. And then 8th person dances and we're still the bottom score. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I was like, I really don't know. You know, so, and that's been continuously going on through the entire season. That's been the trend, and I don't know. I think, you know, I think they're taking a little page out of the audience in this particular case, because the audience only wants to see high scores, which has taken it out of the judges' hands on the voting side. And obviously the audience has spoken, and that's part of the reason why some of us are still here and some are not.
That's a great explanation.
I think this is one of the first few seasons where it's like people have really had a fan base that have carried some people through. Like Bill, I mean, any other season, I don't think that he would have made it as far as he did. I don't know. I shouldn't say that he wouldn't, but I think that his fan base this season has really carried him a long way, and I think it's amazing.
He made it to the semifinals. That's fantastic.
It's awesome to see. It's really cool to see that there's people really voting. I like that. Even season 17, like, that's still awesome.
Well, he's a fan favorite.
Yeah,
so I'm not surprised in that regard.
Well, of course not. He's Bill Engvall.
I'm just talking based on dance ability.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
But you're right. You know, based on the dancing and all that stuff, comparing it to other seasons, this is not one season you want to compare it to any other season.
No,
absolutely.
It's so different, and I do feel like the producers and the judges have done an incredible job at allowing the audience actually to make the choices. Part of the thing that makes me kind of cringe and not cringe at the same time, when I get, like, sometimes, let's say somebody gets voted off and you'll get like negative tweet, like, oh, you should have gone home. Well, you should have voted.
Exactly.
You know, this is the only season where you have it in your hands. You know, if you didn't vote, don't blame anybody else.
Absolutely.
That's very true.
All right. Next
And by the way, I
couple.
block those people.
You too.
My Twitter is for me to feel good about myself when I'm having a bad day. I go to that, I look at it, I want to see positive, positive, positive. I don't need to. If you love somebody else, by all means, go and support them in their Twitter. Don't come to mine and bash.
I block too.
Great.
Right?
That's great.
Yeah, no,
And I think I learned that from you.
Yeah.
On to Jack and Cheryl doing the Viennese waltz. I love watching Jack. I love his character.
Top line is
I just love
gorgeous.
him. What did you think?
I wanted those sheets to be gone because I thought it blocked.
I thought
the
Carrie Ann, they were like standing up trying to
what they were
watch.
doing.
Yeah.
But he is pure magic on those feet, like light as a feather. It's beautiful to watch. And every week we say we're so shocked because he was this like kind of pissy teenager on the Osbournes, and now he's this man who is so awesome and exuberant and vibrant. I love him. I really do.
I know. He's Anna calls him our
dancing Teletubby.
Teletubby. No, in a sweet way. She wanted him as a partner.
Yeah,
Nice.
Okay.
take that as you will. Take that as you will.
Okay.
He's sweet.
Teletubby.
Kristen, what did you think of Jack and Cheryl?
Which one?
He's gorgeous. I mean, his fluidity every single time he gets out there just amazes me. And I knew that Viennese waltz was going to be something that he was really made for, and he proved that. Quality, the fluidity, his body line was incredible. So I think this was his best number of the night.
For sure.
Definitely.
Henry, did
Definitely,
you like it?
yeah. I mean, I loved it. I said it before. The guy is he's got this unbelievable quality in the way his body, how he lines himself up, and I just, it's a pleasure to watch it. A lot of pros cannot have that same type of position with training and whatever. So not only is that wonderful to see, but it's also, of course, Cheryl would be working on that and making sure that advantage is there. And not only that, I have to say that choreographically, that Viennese waltz was beautiful. There were some steps in there that I haven't seen.
Really?
That I haven't seen. I've seen variations, but I haven't actually seen it. And I just remember thinking, wow, what a great job! What at the right time. You know what I mean? I was just very happy to see that confidence in him. You know what I mean? Because he was happy with how he was dancing, or enjoying it rather.
Yeah. Did you like it, Tony?
I thought it was incredible. In fact, what Henry said about Cheryl, I thought she has done an incredible job. Jack, much like Leah, started exactly the same way. So to see the two of them make it this far and improve and become contenders, both of them, I'm so proud of both of them actually in this particular case. But I'm especially proud of my girl Cheryl. I mean, she's done a great job with him, and it shows. The proof is in the pudding. He's improving. He's gotten 3 10s now so far.
Yeah.
They got a 29.
So it's
Huge
been going in the right direction, and we always talked about it from the start. Like the dream would be the two of us in the final together, and I'm really hoping that actually does.
It could happen.
realized.
It really, really could happen.
It could.
Yeah.
So close. Okay, Emma and Bill doing the Charleston. I don't even know where to start with this one.
Go
ahead. It wasn't my favorite. Let me just say that. Kristen, what did you think of their Charleston?
It was sloppy, let's be honest. However, I want to say nobody dances with more heart than Bill.
True.
And I feel like he had an off night in the trio, which we'll get to, I know, but I felt like he was a little overwhelmed with everything that was happening. But, Emma's been so smart. She says he does well when it's a character, and he does. He goes out there and he just gives it his all, and I think that the audience has responded to that, and that's exactly why he's still here.
Right. Jake.
He has pure joy when he dances, and I think that's what people respond to, and that is so captured through the camera. It's amazing. This dance wasn't my favorite of his. I really like him, and
I do too.
I think the scores might not help in his favor for next week, but I'd be shocked if he actually went home.
You really?
Yeah, I would be.
I know he's a fan favorite too, but it's like, who goes home then? You know?
Exactly.
Because
that's what's scary about it too.
Score-wise, it's him. But Henry, did you like it?
Look, like you're saying, it is dangerous when you always, you're on the bottom of the leaderboard. You know what I mean? And I mean, from my perspective, I look at it like I've learned so much just watching Bill Bill's progression, and just watching Bill, in fact, on the show, seeing it from my perspective as a troupe member on the show, and watching and seeing how people develop and how they go through. I mean, the Charleston, probably not his best dance. Did he perform with everything he had? Yes. Will he be here, next week? The week after? I mean, there's a high possibility. He's made it to the semi-final. I mean, I think he might be going all the way.
Yeah.
Listen, I love Bill. I was a big fan of Bill before even the show started. Blue Collar Comedy.
And his own show, too.
I listened to it on Sirius Radio. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so for me, Bill does no wrong for me. So seeing him out there leave it all on the dance floor. Again, we're talking about people that did not have any dance experience. For him to overcome that and to get out there every single week, whether the positive or negative comments from the judges, doesn't matter. He puts it all out there. He dances for a different cause. He dances for his wife. He dances for his fans. He doesn't, he said to me, he goes, I don't ever look for the judges' approval. It's nice to get it, but really I dance because I inspire people to really get off their couches and get out there and learn how to dance and learn how to live and just have fun.
Because I guarantee the guys that know him, they would never, ever get up and watch this show. Exactly. But because of him, they are watching it, so you never know what could come from that.
Exactly.
I just have so much fun watching him. He lights up my whole face.
He also gives me cigars and not
Do you?
He bribes me. He's got Bill Engvall cigars.
He has his own brand?
Yeah, well, there's a guy in, what do you say, El Paso, Texas, that makes his cigars. Here's your sign.
All right.
The impression is so good.
Yes, he tells me a joke every day. Every time he sees me, he's got a new joke.
Do you remember any?
You don't want to repeat that.
Okay. Not on air friendly. Well, they got a 21. Let's go on to Elizabeth and Val, the Viennese waltz. I am coming to you first, Kristyn, on this.
Okay. I thought she did such a beautiful job this week, and it's so hard when someone does a beautiful job and then they get voted off. I do think last week Jazz hurt her. And Anna talked a little bit about this. The pro should probably stay in charge and not let the celeb make decisions. And I think that kind of hurt them last week. It wasn't the right choice of music and the right choice of movement.
Have you ever had a celebrity change their music last minute and demand to change it and whatever was shown?
Yeah. I have, but I think. I mean, maybe it wasn't their cup of tea, the Jazz, but I thought she still did a great job. I mean, what an incredible dancer. And I thought Val did an incredible job with choreography with the short amount of time that they had together. But I think has a lot to do with the fact that, sometimes, some people have less time like Amber and they applaud them, and somebody like Elizabeth had less time and they didn't. So it's just your cup of tea. Who do you like more? Who do you like less? So to me, I thought it was a little unfair. I thought Val did a great job training her and did a fantastic job throughout the entire night. I thought that Viennese waltz was beautiful, absolutely gorgeous dance. What a interesting cake, wedding cake idea. Right. So I thought, I just feel bad for them in some ways, but if you feel bad for everybody that gets voted off, because at this particular point in time, you become family. But, I thought it was great, and, in some ways I'm proud of the audience that they stuck to the true essence of the show, and they kept the people that have learned and became dancers in the show. And the other side, you're sad because you don't want to see a good dancer go home, but what is the show about? So, this is where I'm torn. I'm torn because Val is my best friend, so it's different. I don't want to see my best friend get voted off, but at the same time, I'm happy for people like Leah and Jack and Bill. They're still here because they're fighting every day and they're overcoming battles and they're overcoming things. So I don't know. I'm really torn in this one, but she should not feel like a loser because she most certainly left as with some incredible impressions of great dancing and great performance, and that's all she should really take with her.
I thought this week, above all, her wall is completely down. I feel like we finally got to see her. This is the Elizabeth that I wanted to see since the very, very beginning.
I'm with you on that.
It's a little too late, but
yeah, I'm with you on that.
I'm so glad that she got this opportunity to be like, this is me, and I'm glad that Carrie Ann made that joke, the showgirls joke, and she laughed at it too. Like, that was awesome. Because you could see that she feels comfortable in her own skin now.
Yeah.
And I love that. Love that.
Well, they got a 26. You think that's right on?
I think it should have been 3 9s across the board.
Henry?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, I'm with you, Tony, on this one. You know, to me, it's really hard. You know, I'm sitting in this sort of situation, looking at it from that perspective and that perspective, and they did a great job. You know, she's done a great job all season. Val's done a great job all season with her. I mean, we know how good he is. You know how great of a pro he is. And for me personally, again, you know, looking at it from the position I'm in, where I haven't had a chance on the show with a celebrity. So for me also, it's an interesting perspective on how do you actually approach working with your celebrity. You know, do you go for more character-driven things, you know, or do you go for more dance-based, you know, choreography, and how do you sort of split it down the middle to have a good progression for your celebrity? I think, you know, saying it again, I think Val's done a great job with Elizabeth, and definitely it was a shocker.
Yeah, he always does a great job with all of his partners.
Yeah, he does. And actually, I think since week 4 has been shock after shock, because we had Valerie Harper go home.
And then
in week
Christina
4.
Milian
Right.
and Snooki,
Yeah.
Right. It'll probably be a shock next week.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, here's the
Like,
thing.
who goes home?
Which I think a lot of us forget. And this can only be one winner.
That's right. That's right. I hate eliminations.
True that.
Sorry to know.
True that. Jake.
Yes, if you'd like to go to iTunes and download us, listen to us, give us 5 stars. We'd love for you to give us comments, and you can watch us on YouTube. And if you want to listen on your phone, download podcast with an S and listen. Give us a listen. So that's all.
Absolutely. And if you have any criticism, don't bother.
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself.
Don't tweet it.
Oh, you know, you could tweet it. I'm just going to block you.
Or tweet it to us. We'll be the drama. We'll be the drama queens here.
I'll block him too.
Now listen, and it's me on Twitter. I don't have people for Twitter. It's me. And so when I answer, it's me. And I love all my fans, actually. I have some of the best fans in the world. I mean,
awesome.
They go on Twitter once a week, and I appreciate it.
You have a lot of great fans. He has a mob of fans that
Honestly,
literally stalk us.
And I have to be, honestly, I have to be so thankful. Not only
It's because you're sexy.
Look, you know, I do good Len impressions. I do a good, you know, newscaster. I dance all right, you know.
People have 6-pack. You have 18.
But seriously though, you know, the show allows us to have it, you know.
The accent.
All right.
G'day, mate.
We're gonna get through these trios. Accents are always
Go really
sexy.
quick. Here we go.
Here we go. Amber, Derek, and Mark.
Next.
Salsa.
I'm kidding. Don't give me hate mail. I'm just kidding.
There goes your Twitter.
No, they all think we're all about Derek here. Our fans do, and which is silly. But anyway, all I gotta say about this, I did love it, but I did feel like they were the background dancers, and I couldn't stop watching them. I didn't watch her at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, that didn't make sense. Background dancers, but you were watching
Mark
them?
and Derek is who, my focus was on them because they're so amazing.
Oh, yeah. No,
and I
they
didn't
are.
watch Amber at all. That's how it was for me.
Yeah,
So
I could see that. I was just underwhelmed by the whole thing. I wanted more. I expected this was her time to get a perfect score. Like I honestly expected that, and I don't know, I was just wanting more. Like I felt like it got stuck in like that one place, and I felt like a lot of her choreography, and it might be the injury again. I hate that, but it's like one place, and I want them to use the entire floor, because if anyone's gonna fill up that space, it's Amber.
True that. Henry is over there
look,
bouncing away.
I saw it in Dress Run, and I loved it. You know, I love the choreography. It's so intricate. You know, a lot of the stuff that Derek and Mark put together, it's really incredibly musical. You know what I mean? And that's tough as a choreographer to do in such a short period of time. You know, and to tailor it to her, that's tough. You know, I really liked it, but I didn't get to see exactly how it read through on TV, so I can't really say, you know, more than that.
Yeah. Kristyn, did you like it?
I liked it. I felt like it was a little bit more fun than the quick step that they did, but again, I feel like Amber's injury is definitely holding her back at this point, which is kind of a bummer to see because she started so strong at the beginning of the season. And I feel like she's a little hesitant. She's been ginger with her knees, which you have to be with an injury, but I know that she's capable of more.
Right.
No, I still think she's an incredible performer, no matter how you look at
Totally
it.
agree.
I understand all the comments you guys are making, and I guess if you watch it through the TV, it makes sense. And Jake, yes, very good observation as far as floor usage. I wondered that yesterday as well.
Yeah.
But I still think they were fantastic. I thought there was really great rhythms in there. I thought Mark and Derek did a great job at trying to highlight her. Now, granted, you know, they're great dancers, so I might go to them.
It's
You know, and all
hard.
that stuff. But the point point is, you know, you got to make sure you're always the frame. No matter how much you want to do things, you got to make sure you got to tone it down then if you want your star to shine. And this is where you have to be very clever when it comes to either choreography or your performance and so on. I still think it was a great trio. I think Derek and Mark fed off her energy because she really brings it on the night, and they might have like went at it, which was great. But all along, I mean, it was a great performance.
It was.
Completely.
Yeah, they got a 27 for a total of 51. We're gonna move on to these boys right here. Tony, Leah, and Henry doing the jive.
Well, I thought it was.
Let me start, if you don't mind.
Was. I'm not faking it just because you're here. I would say this if you guys aren't here. I watched it like 5 times.
I want to hear from Kristyn.
Yeah, Kristyn, you're in the hot seat.
Come on, Kristyn.
Go ahead, Kristyn.
No pressure. No pressure.
Henry
Breathe.
has this like budding acting career. He's been a newscaster and he's been a judge. You got a whole lot of stuff going on.
Yes, he does.
I think that this was great. I thought both of you showcased Leah really well.
Thank you.
That you can say thanks to Tony for that. That's for sure.
Thank you. I mean, what was interesting, Kristyn, is because Henry and I got together and we were trying to figure out what we're going to do. And as the choreography kind of developed itself, we made sure that she took the lead the entire time because it could very easily have gone to us because Len and Bruno are very, very predominant personalities. But we wanted her to kind of keep us together and lead us into everything that she was doing. So right from the word go, we both made a pact that, all right, we're going to make sure that Leah takes us through this entire storyline. And, well, needless to say, I worked on my Vogue.
The snaps, you have to give us something.
Snaps, yeah.
Give us something.
Yes.
Yes. Henry, a little Len, a little Len.
Yeah, I mean, look, as Tony said, the first thing when I came in with Melissa and when I came in this time with Leah, it's the same thing from the get-go. Tony's definitely about the star shining, and so it was very much without any concept, without anything. It was straight. Okay, we need to make sure that the routine highlights everything that Leah does really well and just highlights her full stop. So variety is always key, you know what I mean? And then when the concept came in, it was fantastic. I have to say, it's always such a pleasure to work with you, Tony, just because Tony knows exactly what he wants to do creatively, but he's not one of those people that disregards other input. So, where his creative skills are, he marries that, very well with others as well. I think that's testament to why, he's...
It's an absolute pleasure working with you, Henry. And the thing is, you're an incredible talent.
Oh, this is sweet.
And I really do believe that, Dancing with Stars would be, really lucky to have you as an actual pro, not just a troupe member. So.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And the fans are screaming for him right now. Pro, stalk us for that. She looked incredible. I loved her outfit. Like I was she looked hot.
Leah's been working hard. I mean, her body has been changing. We don't know the weight because I will not allow her to get on the scale.
Good. I think
we are probably, Leah and I have the worst diet. I kid you not. Leah and I do not diet. I know people are going to be like, what's your diet? What's your secret? Well, if you call Chick-fil-A, burgers, pasta, chicken, everything you could think of, eat it. Then I guess that is the right diet.
Yep, ranch sauce.
Oh my God.
Yes, we have a seafood diet. Whatever we see, we eat.
Wow.
I mean, cookies, cake. I bribe her with cake.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Henry, you were there.
I fell right into it myself. Yeah. I was like, Chick-fil-A, let's go.
Yeah. I was like, Henry, what do you want to eat? He goes, salad. I'm sorry, we don't have that around here.
So I literally, every time I would be asked what I want to eat, I'm just, whatever Tony's having, I'm having. That's it.
I was like, dude, you got to try this
spicy chicken sandwich. So now I'm on detox right now.
That's funny. That's kind of like Val told Gleb not to eat anything this week, not to work out.
Gym,
Well, thank God we didn't have our shirts off. It's not that. No, we would be fine.
Listen, we could have our shirts off.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
I don't know what kind of view it would be.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
See, the thing is, Henry's got 18-pack. I got 240s.
I can't. This is fun.
Don't put yourself down, Tony.
Okay.
And if you believe that, I have a few bridges for sale.
Yeah.
Oh, God. All right, we're going to move move on. You guys got a 27 for a total of 54. A
Thank
strong
you.
night for you.
Yeah, it was. Jake, I didn't hear your opinion, bud.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I thought one criticism, the sharpness of her flicks. I was a little.
I'm sorry. What were you saying? I didn't hear you. I stopped
Jake,
at
can you speak up, Jake?
We're talking
blowing
about
the
the one
trees.
kick. The one kick.
The
Tony.
développés that she's doing.
Yes.
I see a lot of them.
Yes.
Is there a reason?
Wait, there are no développés in the jive.
In the first dance.
not.
In the first dance.
In the
was
first
only one.
dance, yeah,
There was
There's
one.
one. Yeah. And I've seen it maybe a few times. And
There's
I
only-
don't know if she liked.
actually
If she
a
just.
kick.
If she just likes that
We both
extension.
kind of are asking.
I choreographed, so I'm sorry.
No. I don't know if she liked it or.
I do.
Yeah. Cool.
I do.
Awesome.
Okay.
I mean, listen, I keep pushing her, and each time she's gotten it higher and higher.
She
and
has.
wants
That's
it,
true.
so I'm not going to stop until she gets it past parallel.
That's amazing.
That's the point of teaching, is every week you try to push a little bit harder. So you take some of the things that she might not have done so great last time, and you make her do it better the following
And
time.
what I'm excited about is that these scores, they've encouraged her. And like you said, this first day was amazing. And I can't wait to see what you can throw at her and push her to do even more.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well,
All
that's
right.
what I'm hoping to do this week.
We have to keep going. Corbin, Karina, Whitney, the jazz routine.
What can you
I
say
mean,
about that?
there's not much to say, but like incredible.
Let's all
Amazing.
three, all of us together. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Incredible. Okay.
That's about it.
Kristyn, do you want to say anything about it before we move on?
I wrote whoa for my comment. I just thought it was so fantastic. I love that Corbin was down front and center, and that the ladies were sort of in the background helping him out with the dance. Not that he needed any help, but I mean, it was just one of those things that the choreography was great. You had saucy elements to it. You had a little bit of tap. It was really well executed and well choreographed, and bringing a lot of different ideas together.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Give Karina credit on
definitely.
this, because Karina did a fantastic job with choreographing that, and it was such a great thing, because I spoke to her and she was so excited about the fact that she got to choreograph a jazz number, and Whitney
what a
did a
jazz number.
fantastic job.
Oh my God.
But I really do believe that Karina did a fantastic job on keeping the glue together and making sure that they really highlight Corbin, and that's exactly what happened.
Big time. I mean, what a number. Like that's one of the most incredible numbers I've seen on the show. Especially the jazz genre being such a new thing for Dancing with the Stars. And to have someone choreograph something like that to his strengths, you know what I mean? It's incredible. It really was.
Perfect 30, well deserved. Next up was Jack, Cheryl, and Sharna doing the samba. Jake.
I really liked this piece, and I was really disappointed that they gave him a lower score. I don't know. There was something about it that was just super fun to me.
It's true.
And I like that he just went for it, because on his face you could see that he enjoyed the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like he was so connected to the two of them as well. I liked it. I really did.
Kristyn.
This was a little bit sloppy for Jack, I thought.
I'm the only one.
But I love that they were kind of having fun with it. He had two gorgeous ladies. I love what Cheryl has done with Jack all season. So it was hard to do the combo with the trio and everything else, but they did the best they could with it. And I think I was more moved by his Viennese waltz earlier.
I'd agree with you on that. They got a 25.
Do you think that this will hurt them going into next week, though?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Who,
I don't
Jack?
think so.
No, I'm expecting Jack and Leah to be in the finals.
There you have it.
can see it.
Let me tell you something. That was fantastic. I thought he was funny. I thought the butt shake was great when
Yeah.
they were pounding on him. He giving the wink and the whole bit. He has great character, great personality. Why not? Listen, this is what it's supposed to be about. Let's we're gonna have probably one of the great dancers in there, and I think the rest should be all people that worked hard.
Because not everybody
Hint,
worked hard.
No agenda there.
Okay.
Hint, hint.
Moving on to Bill, Emma, and Peta doing the salsa, the Willy Wonka.
My favorite quote of the night. Where was this during college?
That's a good one.
I think every man was like, "Yep."
They're like, let me watch that again. Yeah. It was amazing.
You liked it?
It was like crack confection candy. It was just over the top, but I couldn't help
was
but
funny.
watch Peta and Emma. They're two of my favorite girls on the show. I love them, so it was hard for me to watch Bill. I was watching the two of them.
You're a Bill fan, so did you like it?
I was just smiling. I don't know. I just couldn't stop smiling watching their routine. I don't know if it was the candy twirling in the screen. It was like, woo. woo, trippy. But I think the whole thing was a great concept. I thought the girls did a great job at choreographing that to his strengths. The judges didn't like it, obviously, but more importantly, I think he had fun and he enjoyed himself, and he felt like he nailed the routine. And I said to him, I said, that's all you should focus on. Don't worry about the rest.
Kristyn, you want to say anything about their salsa?
Sure, I laughed through the whole thing. I thought it was fun. The song was a little bit strange. I didn't know if they were assigned the song or whatever, but I love that, they just went with it and did whatever that they could, and it was a little psychedelic.
See?
I thought it was funny to carry on with, that was really weird, but I'm like, but that was the fun of it, that it was weird.
Right.
But you're in Disney and Epcot, so you get to see trippy
you should,
stuff.
Her brain is clouded. Brain clouded.
Well,
It's a small world after all.
3 sevens for 21, 42 for the night. Moving on to our last couple, our trio, Elizabeth, Val, and Gleb.
Hot, and hot.
Sick. Amazing.
Wow.
Hot, and hot.
It was great.
If the ladies could complain during that routine, then Dancing with Stars will never have anything for them.
I would have liked to have been Elizabeth in that routine.
Okay.
I would have liked to have been Elizabeth in that routine. Hell, I'll just say it.
Yeah, I can't join you on that one, guys. Sorry. No, I thought it was a great routine. I thought it was very clever. Both of them danced beautifully, to highlight her, and she really handled both of them great. I thought it was a great routine. Gleb did a great job, but Val asked Gleb not to eat. To eat and to do all this stuff. Val's got a sick body.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about, but he's got to change his mirror.
Well, they got a perfect score, 30. Right?
Deserved.
Expected.
It was a good note for her to go out on. I hate that she went out on it, but I was glad that was kind of her parting gift.
Yeah.
Well, at least,
go out on a great night.
I have a different opinion about that.
Okay.
Because I'd rather go on a high note
Yeah, of course.
than go on let's say if you got all right, here you go, 6, 5, 5, bye.
I think that's what you were
That's what I
saying.
said. That's what I said.
Sorry. I
Yeah.
thought you said something else.
No,
For me, it's I'd rather feel like as a teacher, I've done my job. I gave you the best routine. Now your fans didn't show up. I can't do anything about that.
Right.
But as a teacher, I did everything I could. I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
No,
you
it's
there.
fine.
Yeah.
And you could see on her face, she was so at peace with what she had done. She was like, I did everything I could possibly do.
Yeah.
It was sad to see. Emma had she was pure, total shock on her face.
She breaks my heart every time she's in the bottom two.
She expected to go. Yeah, it was a little surprising. Okay, well, I have a bunch of fan questions for you two lovely gentlemen.
We're not a couple.
If you could,
Unless we're talking about Len and Bruno.
if you could dance with anyone in history, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Yes.
Sid Charisse, no question. If you have to ask why, it's
Google it.
Sid Charisse, the legs, the body, the way she danced, the passion, there's no comparison.
I'm with you on this one. I'm with you on this one, Tony.
Yeah,
definitely.
Okay,
If you
Henry.
don't know what I'm talking about, Google it, and then you'll feel stupid.
Exactly.
Henry from Team Henry Byalikov. Discuss your personification of playing Len.
Even your fans have those big words.
Hey, what can I say? I attract intelligence. Come on.
Brilliant concept. Deserve an Emmy for acting and dancing.
Oh, look, I wouldn't go that far, but look, like I said, I wanted to bring everything I could for this trio. So I looked at all of the best of Len Goodman, and sat there in the red room with everyone doing their makeup and stuff, and pointing in the mirror and having people go, "What
How many hours a day?
I won't lie. I'd spent some time on it, Tony, but
How many hours a day?
We were in the studio.
How many hours a day?
How many hours a day?
How many hours? Give it up.
5 to 6 hours a day, ladies and gentlemen. He sat there.
I was just going like that. At one point, I was like, "What am I doing? Am I supposed to be somewhere? Am I late for something?"
We would do our run, and then we'd sit back at the table, and then Leah and I would catching our breath, and then we'd turn around and look at him, and he'd be.
Is this right? Is this right? He's got that angle
we both
too.
looked at him like, Henry, what? Stop it. Just stop it.
They really did.
That's awesome.
So that yeah.
But it paid off because you did a fantastic Len.
Oh, absolutely. From Vivi, who we love, who chooses the trio, but you were the production, but we kind of know that answer. I want to take it a step further and say, have you ever picked somebody and somebody else wants that person at the same time, and then how is that decided?
They all wanted Henry, but that's what happens when you get a high score and you're the high scoring couple. You get to pick last. So sorry. I was like, it was not even a question for us. I turned around to Leah. I was like, I really love Henry. She goes, he seems like a cool dude. I'm like, great. Can we pick him? She goes, yeah. So I walked over to him. I was like, Henry, we're going to pick you. He goes, great. All right.
Love it.
Whoever else wanted him, too bad.
The awkward part comes when they come up and ask me, because, okay, yep, sure. I'll do it.
Biggest wipeout or catastrophe on stage?
Oh, that was me during dress. During that,
Really?
I was warming Leah up, and it was a break, and I was like, all right, let's do the tango. And we were trying the last move, and I stepped on her dress, and let me tell you, I ate it so bad.
Wait.
It was, dude.
Where'd you
it
fall?
was like,
Did you fall on his butt?
Not during the dress, but the actual right before it. I warmed her up.
Oh.
And I was like. How am I on the floor right now? It was like, whoa. And she's like, are you okay? Yeah.
Someone ever that tape?
Actually, our dress run for the trio, we went. I had watched a little bit of Len and tried to recreate a move, trademark move, and the table that we had wasn't exactly the same table that we had on the night.
Yeah.
And I went up to sort of do the sort of telegraph thing, and the table collapsed, and I went
on one
with
side.
it.
I was supposed to have my foot on it, and
and then the same thing happened as I come back to finish the dance. I'm supposed to jump over it, and I go on to jump over it, and I almost fell back because
we had to hold it.
I wish we had that on footage on tape right now.
Well, we do actually.
Okay, what do you say to your partner after the judges didn't like a dance?
I've actually told Leah right from the start that the only thing that matters is what I think. Like the judges, I'll take their criticism. I'll take what they want for the future, and I'll say to her, I'll translate into what they're trying to say. But sometimes they say things for effect, for antics, and so on. And sometimes they try to get a rise out of the person. But really, in the end, I told her, I said, if I'm happy with what you did, then that's all that should matter. Mm-hmm. And because I'm probably your worst critic, because I'm there. I know your strengths, I know your weaknesses, I know where you started and where you ended up. So really, the only person you're really trying to please is yourself, and just look to me for that strength.
Awesome.
I'm sure it's different with every partner, but right before you're about to start, what do you typically say to your partner?
Oh. Can I I can't curse here though.
You can.
You can. Yeah.
Don't bleep this up. I say it with like a smile on my face, so it's just like a joke. I give him a little tap in the ass and I go, don't bleep this up.
What's it? I want to know what's it like the first dance, like the first week out of the gate. Like what was Leah like the first time out of the gate?
Oh my God, she was
like holy.
She was so nervous.
Oh my God.
So nervous in every aspect. I mean, she was freaking out. She had that terrified
see it
look
on her
in her face, and I was like, when Brooke said to her, "What are you thinking right now?" She goes, "Where's the exit door?"
Yeah.
She wasn't kidding. She wanted to leave right at that moment. But what was great about it is that she faced it. Mm-hmm. And that's the part that I wish the audience would see more of, is the overcoming of fear, the overcoming of not knowing what left, like dancer lingo, like what words we use and so on. And it's just what these guys overcome, like Jack, like Leah, it's pretty amazing to make it this far, knowing where they started. I mean, it's an accomplishment.
And I think she is the most human out of all of them. Like, I think people relate to her the most. I honestly do.
Yeah.
Well, because she's a mom. Mm-hmm. She has had a successful career. She's doing this out of the sheer, wanting to challenge herself. And, because sometimes you reach she's going to hate me for this, you reach your 40s and you start questioning things. It's like, do I still have it? Let me try it? You challenge yourself and so on. And talk about challenging yourself to the fullness. And I think she's a great inspiration for all the moms out there. Just because you're a mom, that doesn't mean you stop living. Go out there, challenge yourself, go have fun. I mean, my wife takes dance lessons. She she goes to dance lessons twice a week. She might be competing this Sunday, which she's freaking out about. But in our Dance With Me competition up in New Jersey, so it's pretty cool to go and just have fun and enjoy it and just challenge yourself. What scares you? You should always do it.
Chase that.
Definitely.
Yep.
Well, that leads me into my next question from Jonathan Calderon. What has been the
Jonathan.
What has been the toughest part of working with Leah?
Toughest part is actually not allowing her to go to the negative place. That's the hardest part, because when you have somebody as successful as she is, as perfectionist as she is, they tend to go there, and it's been a learning process. And anybody that has ever done anything that makes them uncomfortable or makes them insecure understands what I'm talking about. And here you're not making a mistake for yourself. You're making a mistake in front of 17, 18 cameras, in front of judges, in front of public that's judging you every single day. They're judging your packages. You're judging. So the fact that she's overcome that, and I keep her away from that, that's tough, but it's rewarding at the same time. So it's like the toughest thing, but also like the best thing too.
And I think that's going to bleed into her real life after the show too. I think she's going to be able to deal with that so much better.
She got actually a little emotional today when we were talking about that, because she said, you don't understand how much this has changed my life, how much you have changed my life. And I went, I was just like blown away. I was like, please don't say goodbye right now. We still got 2 more weeks, hopefully. But the point was, she was trying to tell me that for her to say that she feels like a contender was by far the hardest thing she's had to say probably in her life. One of the hardest things, because she's faced some great, critical stuff.
That's awesome. Well, Henry, what's been the hardest part of being in a trio?
I guess fitting
keeping his hands away from me.
Wait. I was playing Len. You're playing Bruno. What are you talking about?
Are you tired?
Anyway, excuse Tony's tiredness. No, I mean, you know what it is? It's finding the balance of supporting the other people in the room, the pro and the celebrity, and finding where your niche is to be able to have the input you can to make it as successful as you can, but at the same time do the best performance that you can give. You know what I mean? Because if I look back at my all the trios that I've done, with Derek and Maria and Tony and Melissa and obviously Tony and Leah, and the main thing for me has always been I need to know what the pro really wants out of it, and then once I understand where the pro's head is, which is usually making the star shine, it then comes down to where are the holes that I can fill to help them along the way, and with Bollywood Samba, it was the concept, and in this case, it's really just about creativity, and just supporting. That's really the key thing.
Right.
Well, whoever gets Henry for a trio, or and when he does become a pro, when he does the trio, they'll be lucky to have him.
Totally
He understands the concept. He understands what it's about. And not only that, he always enhances the situation. He never hinders it. He comes in with a positive attitude. He comes in wanting to work. He will sit there and wait for his turn, which is amazing to me. But many times I asked him to even grab Leah and work with her, and while I was figuring out the choreography and stuff like that, and never, just a positive energy to have around. What a
Love
joy.
it.
Thanks.
That's what we know of you. That's so awesome. Okay, really quick, we're going to go into predictions. And Kristyn, I'm going to come to you first. Who do you think is going home and who's staying?
I don't want anyone to go home at this point, but I think maybe it's Jack. And I love him so much. I hate even saying that, but...
What was that sound?
You love the sound
kind of scared.
Predictions.
I thought Halloween was over.
Kristyn thinks Jack.
Kristyn thinks Jack. Who do you think's going home?
Well, I hate doing this every week.
And you're in the hot
I
seat.
think...
How many times did you say it was me?
I never said
Yeah.
Of all the times I've been here, I can vouch for that.
Thanks,
I think
Jay.
it'll maybe be Bill, and I hate to say this, but maybe Amber. I don't know, because it's
I'm
like
with
you
you
just
on
never
that.
know who's gonna go home out of this group of
Yeah.
people.
Really,
I just
for
don't
sure.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty sure and can pick someone,
Yeah, I mean, we were
as you
pretty
know.
right on with
but
Elizabeth.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
you were.
I'm kind of with you on Bill, even though I don't want him to go home.
Yeah, me either.
Henry?
I mean, I just can't see. Bill has gone this far. I just can't see. I mean, the way this season's going, I can't see him going. So, you know, as far as I'm aware, I don't know how long Amber's knees will last. You know, I think she's doing a great job, and this is a horrible part of the show, by the way.
Yeah.
But I think it might be Amber.
All right.
I will not make any prediction, but the only prediction I'll make is, hey, Tony and Leah are going to make the finals.
Yeah.
Vote.
Yes, don't even. Well, thank you guys for being here.
I just want to say to the fans that are watching, I feel your love. Thank you so much in every aspect of the word. Thank you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Kristyn, thank you for joining us. Where can we find you?
At Kristyn Burtt on Twitter, and of course, redcupboardcloset.tv. See you guys all live in studio next week.
You can find me on Twitter at Jake_DuPree and on Instagram at Jake DuPree.
You can find me on Twitter and Facebook at Henry Byalikov, and my website, henrybyalikov.com.au.
You can find me on Twitter if you have something positive to say.
And I'm at Suri Serano on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you to all the fans. Thank you very much.
We love you.
Love you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.